SEN.
Will Villatoro here, and I'm here joined by Coach Vince Ahearn of the Tuscarora High School Titans. How are you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great, and I tell you what, we're really excited about you guys coming down and doing the game. You're doing a great service to high school football.
Of course, that's what we're trying to do here, Coach. So let's talk some Titans football, shall we? So last year you guys went 6-3, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
So what are you guys going to do to make it to the playoffs this year?
Well, we're in a totally different situation this year. I think we kind of flew under the radar, especially in the beginning of the year. It was my first year there. I came in real late, and the installation, both offensively and defensively, really went through the whole season. This year we've had a little bit of an opportunity to work with the kids in the off season. And I don't think we're sneaking up on anybody. You know, we finished real strong last year. We've got a number of returning starters. And probably the thing that I'm most concerned about is starting this year, and of course this first game with Leganor, and understanding that we're in a totally different position, that we've got to get ready for the grind, and we've got to be careful about all the hype and then the exposure we've received, and kind of put that stuff aside and remember that we're just there to go out and play some great football.
Isn't it funny that you're starting against Leganor again? You guys played a good match against them last season. I think it was 22-13, if I'm correct.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a 2-year cycle, and so we get them 2 years in a row. That is one heck of a game, and I really, it's for this county and probably in some ways for the state. This is a game that you don't really put up first. It just happened that way. It's a tough one for both of us, Leganor and Tuscarora. You'd rather be playing that, you know, a little bit later on after a few games and kind of get going. So it's a challenge. It is something else.
But I'm sure your team is looking forward to a little revenge, I guess. So on what side of the ball do you believe your team needs to improve on this season compared to what they did last season?
Probably it's not so much the side of the ball. If I had to pick, it's probably that we need some work on defense. We have a lot of talent, some threats offensively that are being difficult to kind of package for other people as far as defending them. Defensively, we need to really work on consistency. But in general, it's really our line play. You know, that's both sides of the ball, both the offensive and defensive line. And kind of straightening some things out there. We did get some returning starters back, you know, on both offense and defense, but probably where we have the younger guys and the guys stepping in this year is on the offensive line and defensive line. So we've been working real hard in these scrimmages that we've had to develop those guys and give them an opportunity to experience some big-time football early.
So you got to inherit Rodney Dorsey Jr., the running back. So what do you expect from him this season? I'm pretty sure he'll be the bell cow for the offense this year.
Oh, yeah. Right. Well, and I'll tell you what happened last year. I think everybody was expecting us to keep him at running back. And I think even the people at Tuscarora were wondering what we were doing. We moved him around a lot last year, and we're going to move him around this year as well. He played some receiver. He played some quarterback, some wildcat quarterback. Obviously, he played some running back. We just wouldn't be real smart if we weren't using him on the special teams end too. So he got a lot of looks in a lot of different places, and by moving him around, it poses another difficulty for defenses to kind of keep track of where he is and what he can do. He is going to Towson. He's already committed to Towson University, and right now they looked at him as that athlete, that slot receiver. Maybe he can go in and play a little running back and things like that. So he fits well both with what we're doing and then, of course, when he goes on to the college level.
That's great. You must be proud. So you did 17 years at Frederick High School. What led to the decision, it's time for me to go, let me try something new?
Yeah. Well, and I guess in a way you answered the question. It's time for something new. I was there 17 years, and at Frederick High School, we were redistricted a number of times and kind of built the program. And actually, one of the redistricting occurred by the opening of Tuscarora High School. And then my kids went through went through Frederick. And when my daughter graduated, I thought I might want to try something different. And I did. I went to Williamsport High School in Washington County. And had a great time there and did some good things over there. But the Tuscarora job opened up, and as I said, I'm familiar with the community. At one point, that was part of Frederick. And then I joked around with the kids in the beginning of this year in class that in some ways it's like the Wizard of Oz. I was Dorothy. I did need to go out and explore the world a little bit, but truly, there's no place like home. And I do feel at home in Frederick County, and everybody's been great to me. And we just want to make sure that we're doing some good things with the football program in the community at Tuscarora High School.
One last question, Coach. So what's the ideal, realistic goal for this Titans team this year?
I'll leave that for you guys and the newspaper who came out with rankings and everything else. And I would say it's extremely important to me, and then communicating with my team right now, that we have not accomplished anything at this point, that we need to make sure that we are focused on what we're doing on the field. There's a lot of distractions out there for everybody, and especially for young people today with social media and everything else that's going on. Sometimes we do a good job at distracting ourselves, and we've got to work on that as well. But we talked a lot about through last year and felt like we did grow as a team about coming out, enjoying playing football, playing next to, your best friend, and not thinking about what's happening with the scoreboard, and playing really more one play at a time, one series at a time, because the big games are totally different. When you're playing in those big games, there's a grind, and we talk about the grind. There's a grind to it. Sometimes those plays come and sometimes they don't. Those opportunities don't come as often when you're better than the other team. So we've got to get ready for a grind.
Speaking of the grind, I'm going to have to let you go, Coach. Thanks for having us. Best of luck for you and the Titans this year. It was a pleasure.
Thank you very much. And again, it's a great thing you guys are doing, and appreciate everything you're doing for high school football. Tell Rick Connor I said hey.
Definitely will. Thanks, Coach. This is Will Villatoro with SEN Television.